All right, hey everybody. Sorry I couldn't be there with you today, but all we're going to be doing today is setting up a Goodreads account. And so you have this document in your email. I think this does a pretty good job walking you through each step. However, if you would like a video version, this is what this video is going to be. So hopefully it should just be a couple minutes. I'm going to go through it kind of quickly and then pause, like you can pause at certain sections if you need to go and fill in things and click around, like pause the video, come back, etc. Cool. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do today is to set up a Goodreads account. And so Goodreads is basically just a website where you can get book recommendations, where you can sort of if you have friends on the website, you can kind of see what they're reading. You can make book recommendations, all that kind of good stuff. One thing that I really like it for is there's a function where you can just add a book to your like want to read list. And I find that really helpful. So basically, whenever there's a book that I'm interested in, I just put it on that list. And then once I finish a book and I'm like, okay, what am I going to read next? I go to that list, I scroll around, and I find something good. So anyway, I'm going to ask you to make an account and set one up here today. And maybe eventually you'll decide like, this site's not really for me. But I want you to give it a shot today, and we'll use it again in January a little bit. So anyway, here's how it goes. So you're going to start off. You can put your name, just first name or last, or first and last is fine. Here's an important detail for the email address. You need to use a not school email address, right? For whatever reason, the school email addresses they don't work. You can't use it, so you got to use a personal email address. So I'm going to use an old email address that, or actually, I can use this one. So it works for me because I'm a teacher, but for students, it's not going to work for you. So make sure you do not use your AUSD. You got to use a personal outside of school email. Cool, and then make a password, whatever that's going to be, and then you can sign up. Okay, so the Goodreads friend system it's a little bit clunky, a little bit awkward. Um, so don't worry about it right now. I'm going to say skip this step, and I'll show you an easier way to do this later. Skip that step. So if you look here, we're now on this section. So setting a goal for 2018, right? We're almost to the end of 2018, but you are very welcome to set a goal. My goal this year was 22 books, and I got more than that, so that's great. But there's only about 3 weeks left, so I don't know. Maybe your goal is like one book. You want to finish one book before the end of the year. Maybe it's 3 books. I don't know. Maybe it's two. Maybe it's five. I don't know. So you can put one in there. You don't have to, but I think maybe putting one or two, like that sounds like a good idea. So let's say for this demo account, I'm just going to put two. I'm going to take the challenge. And we will go back to that section for 2019 when you have a whole year and you can kind of set your goal. So anyway, this is a helpful section. It forces you to pick one before you move on. So I'm just going to pick a couple of things that I like. I like graphic novels. I like science fiction. I like fiction. I like young adult literature. That sounds good. I'll pick those. Hit continue. All right, and so this part, if we come back to this document, we've picked some genres from the list, and now here I'm going to ask you to just rate at least 5. You're welcome to do a lot more than that, but rate 5 books that you've read in the past. It could be books you've read recently, things for school, things you read a long time ago, things outside of school, whatever you want. And this is the kind of Goodreads system that they use. Obviously, you can use whatever you want, but this is kind of how they interpret the stars. So anyway, here it's given me some things based on the selections that I made. So let's say I read Harry Potter a long time ago, but it was great. I loved it. I'll give that a 5-star. I have read Animal Farm as well. I like that book. I'll give it 4. It's kind of 4.5 maybe, but they don't let you do that. Let's say I'm not seeing anything on here that I like. Maybe I will look up. What are some other books? Maybe I read The Outsiders. I really liked that book a long time ago. The Outsiders, cool. Maybe I loved it. I'm gonna give that full 5 stars. I recently just finished reading The Hate You Give. I liked that book a lot. So I'll come over here. I'll give that 5 stars. I can also think of, like, if there are books that I really didn't like, then you can also look those up and give them 1 star, and that also helps it kind of learn what kind of stuff you like. Okay, so I've rated 4 books, so I got to rate 1 more. What's another book that I read recently? Right now I'm reading this book. So you want to talk, or actually I'll do this one. If I Was Your Girl. I just read this book over Thanksgiving break, and I really enjoyed it. I'd give it like 4.5 kind of stars. Cool. Okay, so I've rated 5 books. You are welcome to do a lot more, and I encourage you to, but 5 is the kind of minimum I'm setting right now. And then when you're done, I'm finished rating. Don't worry about this page. You can just skip this one. Done here. See what's next. Great. Cool. So now you're all set up on your Goodreads account. So you are welcome to customize it in various ways, right? Like if you want to come up here, and if you go to your profile, you can add a picture if you want. You certainly don't have to, but you're welcome to. I think if you, come over here, you can add a picture, but you don't have to. Cool. Okay, so that's like the main setup part, and then I'm going to ask you to do 2 other things. So the first one is to add me as a friend so that you can see my stuff and I can see your stuff. And I can also add you to the class pages that I'm going to make. So all you got to do here is you're going to click on this link. It'll take you over to my profile, and you can hit add friend, and then it will do all that stuff. Here are some books that I've rated as 5 stars. And it shows you here's what I'm reading. It shows you all that kind of good stuff. So do that, add me as a friend. Also go ahead and add the Albany High School library page. One really cool function about this page, if you choose to use it, is that it has all these different shelves and recommendations. So let's say you're somebody who's really into sports novels. So if you clicked on that sports shelf, Miss Scheuer, the librarian, has gone ahead and made a whole list of sports books that she thinks students might really like. So this could be a good place to get some ideas as well. Cool. Okay, so you'll go ahead and you'll add the Albany High School library too. So you'll just hit add friend there. Cool. And so once you've done that, that's pretty much everything for now when it comes to Goodreads. Check the email that I sent out today for further instructions when you finish this. And then this is a fun thing too that you can do. You are welcome to add your classmates and friends. So one way that you could do it is get your profile and send it to them. So that would mean you would click over here on your profile, click on profile, and then you would take this link and up here you take this link, copy it, send it to your friend in an email or something, and then they could add you. The other way you can do it is if you click on the friends icon over here. Oh, sorry, did I do these in the wrong order? Oh, I think I need to fix something here. But anyway, one way you can do it is like that, right, where you send your profile to somebody else. The other way you can do it is to search for somebody. So, let's say that your friends, you come over here to add friends, and maybe that your friend used whatever. They used cool kitty 89 at gmail.com, whatever their email is. I don't know, I'm just making something up. And you can search it and you'll find it if that's the email they used, and then you can add them like that. So I will update this. I need to fix this. But anyway, those are the 2 ways that you can also add some friends, so you can see what they're reading. Cool. Let me show you just one more thing, and then we will be wrapped up with this. So I'm going to sign in with my actual Goodreads account, the one that I use. So this is one thing that I really like. So this is what it looks like when you actually start using it. It shows you your reading challenge over here, kind of similar to NaNoWriMo. I like the kind of having that external thing of like each time I finish a book, I get to check finished, and then it will tell me you're like 30% of the way there, 40% of the way there. Here it shows me all the books that I want to read, that I've added to my want to read list. So like whenever I finish a book, I'll sort of come to this list and look for something good. Um, and then also fun thing too, right here you see Miss Park is another teacher at Albany High School. So it shows me she just finished this book, and here's her kind of like review of it. And so I don't know, that does sound kind of cool. Maybe I want to put this on my list, so I'm gonna hit want to read. And so now it's on there, and I'm also gonna personally add it to that, but don't worry about that. Cool. So anyway, that's most everything for Goodreads, and we will come back to this website in January. So just let me know if you have any concerns or questions. Cool. See you tomorrow.